Testing, testing. Hello, hello. Good morning. Sorry for sorry for the delay. We had some problems with the first presentation, the first line in talk. So I have to be faster than I expected. So I'm Martin Alvarez. I work as an engineer for Huawei. I'm not focused on Harmony OS. I'm sorry. I will explain quick apps or mini apps, which is a new concept of creating light apps easily, quickly, and maximizing the outreach for our customer, our potential users. So I will explain, I was expecting to play a video here to explain the one of the main problems we have, or the normal or the regular user might have using doing the experience using the smartphone, and the quantity, the amount of applications they have, native applications installed on their smartphones, and also the bad experience goes to the friction in sense of when they have to go into the marketplace, find an application, install it, register to use the service, and also if they don't like the application, they don't like the product or the service they want, or they are looking for, they have to uninstall the application. So this process of the installation might cause a lot of friction. In this moment that we have a lot of applications and the market of the applications, the native applications are growing. So this friction, we try to minimize the friction without this complex process of installation. Avoiding the user going in all this long journey. Perhaps for us it's very trivial. It's not. It's nonsense. It's just clicking, registering. We have everything setting up. But for the normal user, perhaps it's a problem. Minimizing this friction. So I'm speaking about non-installation applications. This new concept, but well, it's not new. In this example, as you can see here, it's a WeChat application, the native application for WeChat. And 5 years ago, WeChat created or launched what they call the mini program, in order to allow developers, allow us to create mini applications inside the main application, the super application, in this case, WeChat. So the user, without leaving the environment, they can access to games, doing transactions, buying things, interacting with other users without leaving the main applications. So we have direct interaction with the user without this long and tedious process that could cause some reluctance to install new applications for, as I mentioned, a regular user. This is the current light app ecosystem. It's not about just this example of WeChat. There are a lot of light app ecosystems and applications. As you can see in the left-hand side, some of them focus on running on super apps, like the example I show you. You need, or the user needs, a main application, a parent application to run in-app lighter apps to provide these kind of services. Most of them are focused and are very popular in China and Asia, especially China and India. But some other familiar faces like Facebook, instant games, you can play games directly inside the social network, the platform. And also recently Uber launched the possibility to buy some food using Uber Eats inside the parent application. This is a kind of light app running on top of a super app. On the other side, we have some specific mini apps or light apps running on top of other operating systems, like the recently announced app clips for Apple, Chaos for the operating system, a specific concept that we can include it into the light app ecosystem, which is the PWA, the progressive web applications. They are running on top of the browser as, let's say, as a super app. And on the upper side, you can see the Android version of light apps, the ecosystem of light apps. It's something you are familiar with, like instant apps, or some others like a specific version of Android for Android Go, or some others like web APK to pack the web applications into native applications. So this is the ecosystem, and I will be focused on the big bubble on the top, which is Quick Apps. This is a new concept of running and creating these light apps on Android. Quick App, it's based on the front-end web front-end technologies, the front-end stack. It's a model view model framework and ecosystem to create these light apps for Android, as I mentioned. But the idea is extending this possibility to other platforms, not only on Android. You can have something like this one. You can access in different ways, just clicking on a link or scanning a QR code, and you go directly to the application, just in milliseconds. As I mentioned, do not require installation, and you have direct access. Quick Apps might run in parallel with native apps and web apps. So all of them are complementary, and all of them can coexist in the same device. As you can see in this high-level diagram architecture, you can see the Quick Apps running on top of the operating system, so they can have access to the native APIs, the native graphics, native libraries, and the end users, doesn't need to install the application, and they don't realize of the difference between a native app and the Quick App in this case. For developers, we have a very light environment to create these light apps. We have the access to interact with all or most of the capabilities of the device because of this tight link to the operating system. And as you will see, we have some interesting features to create user interfaces very quickly, very easily, with pre-built components and pre-built elements. With less code, it's estimated that the Quick Apps only, we only need to code the 20% lines of a native application using this approach, this front-end technology approach. We also have the possibility to increase and to manage the marketing approach for our products or our services. We have the possibility to enhance the discoverability of the application, the user acquisition, the monetization of the application of the service, and the user retention. Because as I mentioned, if you don't need to install the application, you don't need to pay for it, and you can get it from for free. In terms of discoverability, you can have links to promote your application in different places, from different places in your device. You can publish information on the web, offering links in different banners and on the web, sharing information in other apps. You can click on deep links to access specific parts of the application. And one important thing is the sense of discoverability. When the user tries to find some application in the marketplace, you see in the button on the right, you only have to tap on open without any process of this tedious installation. And also you can create your own marketplace because this is not tied to a specific marketplace. Although perhaps we can include we can create, for instance, a European marketplace for this kind of applications. In terms of user acquisition, it's something similar to the previous one, or cost to this previous aspect. We have direct access to the application, so the user only have to tap on the link, and it will be directly on the application. So we have the maximum user acquisition because they only have to tap and test the application, the kind of service we provide. So this could be a nice launch platform for driving the user to a full fat application. So in case we have two versions of the application. So this could be a good mechanism for promoting another application. And also we can implement some in-app authentication methods or better ways to engage the user easily. In terms of monetization, we have access to specific services like in-app purchases. We can include directly some advertising frameworks. And in terms of user retention, it's also very easy to get the support from new users and offering the possibility to install the application after they use the application. This is not a real installation, it's just a bookmark on the home screen of the device. I'm sorry, I'm going too quickly because I don't have time to do it. In terms also in user retention, we have the possibility to send notifications, push notifications to the end users and running the application on the background. So this is another opportunity we have to increase the user retention. Also, included as a widget for to be included in the home screen of the device. About the framework, very quickly. As I mentioned, it's a model view model framework. It's based on Vue.js, for those who are familiar to the front-end web technologies, the stack. It's a declarative rendering. You can see it's very intuitive. 3 main parts. What you can see, it's a common file to define a component that is a page in these quick apps, a template where you define all the static information and the structure of the page, something similar to HTML, as you can see. It's not the same, but it's quite similar. And some links to the logic part of the system, the script, where you can bind data to the view part of the page, let's say that, and the rendering part, and also the possibility to include to bind some events to control all the user interaction. And also, you can style the application using CSS as in the web. You also have the possibility to add more advanced features like preprocessors for CSS. This is the high-level architecture. It's very it's summarizing what I said so far. The front-end framework, you have the possibility to use kind of HTML. It's not the same, but very similar, and JavaScript. Styling with CSS, and you have also the control of the lifecycle of the application when it's created, when it's destroyed, and all the transitions. And the most important part is you have access to UI components and APIs and services that are linked to the native services and components of the device. The 2 main parts in the middle, you can see 2 main bridges, two main engines, one for the logic, the JavaScript engine. Mainly, the current implementations are using the V8 engine and also the render engine in charge of rendering all the information to the user. And the underlying layer, it's the bridge, a JavaScript bridge that links the platform, the quick app platform, with the OS and the hardware. Also, you can see the interaction. One way, the JavaScript bridge, the JavaScript engine sending data to the rendering engine, and the rendering engine sending back events to control all the interaction with the user. We have pre-built UI components. We have APIs and services, some of them very advanced, like controlling the possibility to manage and to query the packages installed in the device. And well, we are aware that we have some limitations. This is only available for some versions of Android, some platforms. So far, supported by some vendors in Asia. We are trying to create more documentation. We are trying to expand this framework to other platforms, to other devices, creating open source implementations, more code, more documentation. And this is why we have created the Quick App initiative. This is a European initiative based in the OW2 consortium, the open source consortium. It's vendor neutral and focused on collaboration, collaborative task forces, in order to make this platform grow. So please join our mailing list. It's for free. It's, as I mentioned, vendor neutral, and we want to expand this platform to all the devices, creating a universal platform to create not only for Android, the MiniApp for Android, but for all kind of platforms. I have to mention that we are in the process of standardizing these MiniApps, where Quick Apps is a part of this, in the World Wide Web Consortium. So you are also invited to join us and to discuss with us if you are interested in implementing this kind of application. Thank you.